turn on my recorder. Today is December 7th, 2018, and I see I have forgotten to turn on my recorder. I basically talked about what we were going to do the next class coming in, and I introduced the next class. I have discussed the final, meaning that there will be a practice test available today, and the final will become available on Monday, December 10th, and it will remain available until Friday. Okay, at Friday do not go right up to the last minute before you do it in case something goes wrong. I will be in class next Friday. I believe that is what is next Friday? The 14th? On Friday the 14th at 10 o'clock, I will be in H133, this class. And we'll be doing my grades and stuff. So you may come to class if you have some issues or difficulties. You may come and take it here. So that would give you 4 hours if you got here right at 10 o'clock. Let's see, what else? So everything. Question.
The final, the timer is based on Canvas, or?
Final, the timer is based on the time you access the test and the timestamp of when you turned it in. It's a Canvas. I don't like having Canvas turn off on you. That way, if you're 30 seconds late, there's no wiggle room on it. So I will enforce that. If it's 20 seconds, I'm not worried about it. In general, if you're going over time, you are usually better to take a little bit of a time penalty and finish the test. What else? Then I talked about the programming with TSQL. I talked about if, then, else. I talked about while loops. I talked about variables, and all of that stuff. And then I realized that I'd forgotten to turn on the record. Okay. I am going to be taking questions. I have several people here that are in line, so I will come back and answer questions. I'm going to pause the recording. I'll probably record my answers to the questions. So online, who do I have online that wants to ask a question about an assignment? Anita, did you have something?
Yes, Professor, I have something. And you said chapter 12, you take it away. You are not posting it?
No, I'm not going to post chapter 12. Okay,
and for the indexing assignment, we just need to code us the thing you do in the class, in the lecture?
Yes, ma'am. Indexing is fairly easy assignment. It is a difficult concept, but most of the time for indexing, if it's a foreign key, it will probably take an index unless there is some reason not to. Do not index a primary key. Okay. I have people here that had their hand up, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll take them. Anita, if you have I'll come back to you and get that. Anybody else online, I will come back online here in just a moment, but I'm going to pause the recording. Very well. By request, I've resumed the recording, and I'm going into Canvas, acting on a question from Anita. Let's see, and it really doesn't matter which one. I'll go to this one. And I'm going to the modules, and modules, you wanted module 10? Anita,
11?
was that 11?
11, yep.
And was that from the assignment?
Yes, assignment and question number 3.
Modify the search expression for the invoice due date. So instead of reading it, I'll let you read it here. From the solution for extra, rather than 30 days, return the invoice day, the last day of the current month. Okay. And what is your question?
I am getting an error as an invoice due date. I select invoice number, invoice due date as an invoice total minus payment and everything. From the invoice table, invoice total and minus payment total greater than 0.
Very well. Where do you get, what's it pointing to on the error?
And then I set end invoice due date where day is date add.
No, actually there is a, let me Google it quickly, SQL. Last day of current month. EO month is that one, and this it's also in the book, but so the last day of the month. So I believe I can check it here if I go new query, select EO month. I think that's really all I have to have. Oh, okay. So start date is today. I want to know what's the end of the month for this one, so I'm going to go get. So what's the last day of this month? So get date is this month. If I execute this, I should see 12/31. Okay. I don't think you have to compare because that has the year in it. So where select invoice due date. From invoices. Let's see, so we only want invoices due before the end of this month, where this should do it right here. Now, I probably want to say here, so where the invoice is due before the end of the month and greater than today. So for example, something that was due in June would be due before the end of the month. I might not get anybody here. Let's see. Okay, I didn't get anything. And the reason I didn't get anything is because I have not run my script. Go to a new query, and I'm going to say open. Going to execute my create AP. And so I'm going to run that create script again. And now I'll go back and I'll run this again. And now I'm getting some. Okay, so if you don't get any dates, go back and check that you have run your create AP script recently.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is essentially the code. So this is the end of this month. So we want it less than, I guess I should say less than or equal to this month, end of this month, and the due date is greater than or equal to today. So I don't want to see something from June. Okay. Other questions? I find that Google is sometimes the easiest way to look stuff up. Google is very very responsive, and there's a lot of stuff out there on SQL Server. So I don't usually use paper books anymore. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording and help some people in here. I will be checking back. Is there anyone else online that wishes my attention now? Okay, I'm pausing. Let me put that on the recording. I said that the Module 12 I will take as extra credit, and that you may turn it in next week. Has to be turned in by the end of finals. You may turn it in as an attachment, as a Word document, or you may do a screenshot and turn it in as a Paint document. Okay? Questions? Okay, I'm going to pause the recording again. Okay, on number 12, I am not including problem 5. So let's see, this is, module 11. We are not including, it says to skip, just do 1 through 4. This summary query with cube and with roll up and all that stuff, that's fine. And you do a lot of it, but you do that over in the Visual Basic, or you do it in the C#, whatever your user interface is. So SQL itself just pumps the data. So we're not doing that one because that is not, if you were to go to Oracle, it wouldn't know what with cube was. Questions? I take it that's a no.